Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming Lord of the Rings Online, the 64-bit client and update 24 beta. So I'm having a bit of trouble getting this started and it looks like it is actually working now. So OBS doesn't want to capture, at least it didn't want to capture the actual beta client, I guess. And also my setup is a little bit different, so I'm trying to get used to that as well. So I just copied a few of my characters onto Bullroarer, which is where I'm playing right now that you see. So I can go ahead and log in. I was planning on doing my Runekeeper, and I copied a few characters. Probably won't check all of them out, but I just went ahead and copied a few that I might end up playing. Okay, so yeah, it looks like everything is actually working, which is good. It's also been a really long time since I streamed, which hasn't helped. I'm like 15 minutes late from when I scheduled the stream. So the first thing, I guess, let's see. I don't want to mess OBS up. I have it's capturing, okay. It's capturing like 3 different things right now. It might make it a little bit laggy right here. But I am playing on 64-bit right now. This is my first time actually logging in on that. So for my options, you can't actually see that I'm on 64-bit. I might be able to. Oh no, it just went black. Okay, we're back. If I actually go to the launcher here, you can see I do actually have the 64-bit client. That's kind of where you change it, at least right now with Bullroarer. And then my graphics, I do have DirectX 11. I've always had issues before. I don't know why that, whenever I switch over with something, but with the DirectX 11, there we go, got that back. With the DirectX 11, the issues I would have with that would be crashing. And another thing I was kind of curious is if my GPU would be utilized more. I'm not really having any FPS issues right here in Bree, but my settings are kind of low, at least the texture settings. I'm on very high, which is kind of actually pretty high, and my FPS is doing pretty good here in Bree. Probably should have logged in before with these exact settings that I have on the regular servers, the live servers, instead of the beta to see. So to quickly go through my settings, I guess, I do want to turn the sync to refresh rate on. That definitely helps me. But as far as performance, that's one of the big things I want to test with the 64-bit client. See how that would change things. And it seems like in South Bree I'm getting a more steady FPS of 62. It could just be there's nobody here as well. But yeah, my initial impressions are pretty good. I didn't expect that big of a change, but if this is actually kind of significant like it feels like right now, it's pretty good. Where's the overall graphics quality? I'd like to try ultra high because it's what I'd prefer to play on. It is a little bit lower FPS back to more normal, but it feels, at least right now, again, there aren't many players here, which could be part of the issue when it gets really crowded here. But it does feel better. Okay. So I think at this point, I can go ahead and go over some of the patch notes. That was kind of what I was planning on doing first, kind of similar to how I did that burglar stream. I was going to read over the patch notes and just give some of my thoughts and then move more over into more thorough testing with this, at least, instead of just walking around South Bree and actually having the client open. Okay, so I can try to set that up. I had the patch notes. I think I accidentally closed that. Okay, so it is the update 24 preview number 1. So there are quite a few things in this update actually. I should be able to drag this over. And it should just come up. Okay. So yeah, that looks like that's working. I don't need that maximized. Okay, so trying this on the fly here, now I can go back to the chat, see if anything's going on. I did want to say hello to Morton Rose. He said he was going to be going to bed, so I won't be able to watch. And then Augustin Rogo. He was here. He noticed that I was definitely late. And then Brandeth as well. So Augustin, you play everything Ultra but with Frill disabled, and that makes things harder to see. I don't disable Frill, but I lower the density a lot. I don't really like it very dense, and it does make things harder to see, I think. I tried completely disabling. Okay, I am going to... Y'all can try to let me know if I'm back. Let's see. Yeah, so that happened before. When it happened in particularly at a time when I was recording Louisden, and I ran into that issue with that. Okay. Hopefully that wasn't bad too long, because I don't think y'all can hear me at all or understand anything I'm saying. It's just like a kind of, yeah, Alvin squeaky chipmunk thing. But yeah, a lot of my virtues, I think I was talking about, are just a lot higher rank than they used to be, and I'm not sure how you get them all the way up to 60 now. That's what I'm kind of curious on with that. But we can move back to the patch notes here. Let's see, we have, yeah, the virtue stuff. Add a confirmation dialog to vendor sell all button. That's a good thing. For some reason, I thought they already had that, actually. And then escape key cancels targeted item usage. I would have thought it already did that. Allegiance tracker, I haven't ever participated in the Allegiance system, actually, with Mordor. So I'm not sure exactly what that does. And then fix the scroll bar on the raid log panel. Okay. I guess that wasn't scrolling correctly or something. Fellowship tradable gear no longer loses allowed trade target information on logout. That's a good thing, I guess. If you log out and they can't trade to anybody anymore. So then they fixed a bug where quest font size will revert back to default when quest update events were triggered. These look like a lot of more minor things now. Fixed some issues with zooming. So they added Lua events to triggering of effect removal and effect cleared for targets. For selected targets. I thought this might be kind of significant. I don't know exactly what it changes here. So, Augustine, you say start again, please. Like, is that from when my mic kind of cut out when I was going over the virtue system, or I'm just curious what you mean exactly by that. And then they added binding to Lua for various action definitions. Quest grouping panel has been rearranged to have quest selection at the very top. Wait, the quest grouping panel. Isn't the quest grouping panel, is that a new thing? Yeah. So I think they made some changes to this and will be making changes in the future. Virtue system was all missed? Okay, so I can try to go back to that a little bit. So this UI, the virtues look very different, the whole UI. And then when I also change my trait trees, it kind of changes the configuration with them. So how I change the fire there, I think it actually changes my virtues I'd have equipped. I guess I can actually earning. What does that say, earning? I'm not earning this one. Earning? Oh, you select one that you start earning on? How do you earn stuff on this? This is one of the big complaints I had about at least the old virtue system, is you can only earn them by deeds. So I'm curious if you can earn these by, fix my inventory, by other means now. So if I open just my deed log, what's something that gives virtues? Don't these give virtues usually, like all of these pretty much? I'm not sure exactly. I know this is a work in progress, so they might not have all those things. XP bars, and you select the virtue to gain XP on. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice if you just gained XP on it and didn't have to complete deeds for them, and it was just like a straight up XP thing. Because that was one of my big complaints that I had in a couple of the videos I guess I've done about the virtue system revamp whenever that's come up. So yeah, I'll try and test a bit more how that works, but I have like charity is a lot higher rank than it used to be. It's like 28 out of 60. I know a lot of these are ones I didn't have, and that's another thing. Wit, that is a new one, so it is, your wit is a thing. You have it, be cool about it. That's just a placeholder, and the stats on that are also placeholder. So another thing with the stats is it looks like all the stats are the same. I was curious if they were going to change those, and maybe they still will. But they look pretty much the same and kind of the same impact. And then, yeah, I'm just looking at all of them, and it looks like they have about the same values. It's hard to tell with my numbers. I'm so used to like legendary server numbers now on my lower level characters. Yeah, we can go ahead and equip some here. And then, yeah, that's what it looks like equipped. So if I change my tree, it does change what virtues I have. So they kind of correspond. If I switch to heal my blue line, I could have different virtues for that, which I guess some classes would want that. You might want some different mitigations or resistances if you're tanking versus DPS, or even maybe healer want more vitality versus something like will, which all the main stat ones are way less useful than they used to be though. You want them to remove the trait point from the deed too? Yeah, so the trait points from the deeds, I don't mind the class ones as much. They can be a little bit frustrating because one like camouflage is definitely frustrating, and some of the warden ones can take a long time. I can go ahead and leave this panel up, but yeah, some of the warden ones take a long time, I know, and that can be pretty frustrating, but I really feel like all the ones that are tied to book quests and other things like that shouldn't really be a thing. They should just be either things you get or just not locked behind that. I guess 5 is that's what I'm working on. Okay, and that shows current, and that's next rank, so it actually does show the next rank when you hover over that. Almost didn't expect that. This is just, yeah, my current rank determination. I've always thought determination looks like a dog. If you can see, I don't know what the stream quality, if you're able to see like this part that I'm hovering over kind of looks like the snout, and then it kind of goes off with the ear off the screen, and then the rest of their head. But yeah, these icons are a lot bigger, so you can actually see them in more detail now, so that's kind of interesting. Like the old ones, just the old Virtue panel is really hard to see some of the detail, what the actual icons look like, so I'm kind of just looking at them now. Kind of like Charity, I definitely don't really remember seeing anything like that with it. So you think all the bonuses, like the trait points you can get from quest deeds or epic quest lines, make it so you get more for every volume and not just 3? I don't know. Again, I'm not really a fan of that system. It's something you can work towards while doing the book quest, but I just personally don't feel like class trait points should be tied to that. But I think we can go ahead and move on a bit with the patch again since we got back to the virtue system. Okay, so yeah, we have the 7 virtue configurations that work in tandem with the class trait configurations. And then you do have, it says the same thing right here, and it is a work in progress, so I'm really interested to see how you get those virtues. I don't know if they have those in the patch notes yet. So we were down to some of the much lesser stuff of this update, I guess. More quality of life type stuff. So the instance finder panel has been expanded with a new instance grouping section. The new section works similar to social panel quest grouping. Create or join 5 entries that are persisted on your character. New instance grouping section replaces the functionality of the simple and advanced tabs, so the things nobody used. And those tabs have been removed. So the show all, this is making less sense the more I read it, but show up to 100 entries, clicking my instances will only show the instances you have joined or created. And then members are automatically removed when entering the specific encounter space for the first time. Okay, so let's actually look at that. Control J. Oh, this does look a lot different. Okay. So you have, I guess, the grouping feature on the right, and then you have the old panel on the left. So you can join that. Do you send a, yeah, that sends a tell, so, oh man, I was going to try to join them. Can create one right here. Oh, that doesn't help. My instances. Maybe I need to change that. Oh, I think it was because I was just hovered over that. So if I do Hod Valendal at level 50, I can set it to 45 to 55 and create, and then it's just there. So this is a really nice feature, I think. This is going to, I think it could be much more utilized than what they have, and also would help a little bit with like LFF chat spamming, so you can be able to join those a lot easier, I think, and create groups. So overall, I'm excited for this feature. Hopefully people actually use it, though. That's kind of what it's dependent on, people to actually use it. So Old Brum Haunting, you asked if the 64-bit client supports CPU with more cores. I don't think it supports multi-threading, but I can check what it is doing with my CPU. Let's see, so I have my CPU up, and how do I go to that again? Details, processes. Open resource monitor, there it is. I think it shows what LOTRO is using. Let's see. I'm trying to see, I don't know if I can actually see, but I don't think it has multi-threading. It says it has like 51 threads right now. I don't know. If anybody, this should come up, right? Yeah. So right here, I don't know if anybody would know more detail with this, exactly what this shows. I thought it might show like what core specifically, or cores it's on. So it says it has like 46 threads, which sounds like a multi-threading type thing to me, and then it just shows the CPU usage, which is really low since I'm not actually in the program now. But Yeah, I think multi-threading is kind of unrelated. In the 64-bit client, I think they said would help with graphics memory, maybe more. And it would, I think, help like DirectX 11 performance. Like for me, I can't really play on DX11, but it seems fine right now on this client. And I'm still in like Brie with not bad FPS right now. Yeah, I could compare it to the 32-bit version as well. Okay, so what were we on? We were on the patch notes. Oh yeah, we are looking at that panel. So LFP has been changed to LFQ. What is LFP? I guess I should do LFQ. LFP does nothing. Okay, so LFQ just brings up the following, which would be more questing, and this would be instance grouping. Well, this is quest grouping. It actually says quest grouping right there, so yeah. Okay, to move on, we have fixed item socket replacement confirmation dialog to show the correct order. Okay, I don't care too much about that. I just haven't noticed an issue with that, probably because I haven't done anything with item sockets or essences lately. When bound essences are slotted into equipment, the equipment becomes similarly bound. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Shift F no longer mapped to the instance finder. I guess is that I always do Control F. Something. No? What is it? Control J? Oh, it's Control J. What was Shift F before? There was something. There's like a skirmish panel. Here it is. Control K is the skirmish. That's what I was thinking. My best time is 4 minutes. That was in duo, actually. Okay. Enough of the skirmish distraction. We can move on to screenshots. Yeah, screenshots will be saved using a timestamp rather than an incrementing number. I just hope the timestamp is formatted properly so it kind of goes in order. That could be a little bit of concern there, but shouldn't be an issue, and I kind of like that because it helps you know better when you took the screenshot, I think, instead of just having the numbers they have. So moving on, the Instance Finder tutorial, added a tutorial hint button to the Instance Finder panel. Okay. I didn't know there was an Instance Finder tutorial. I guess those are the little pop-up text things, is what they're thinking with those tutorials. So you can buy even more Epic Battle promotion points from the LOTRO store. Don't know who Albera Lowbanks is, but she's no longer invisible. And then some quest items can be used mounted in the update 23 regions. The unfriendly eyes on all 4 odds should now advance correctly. That's good. Fix the weapon swapping issue for an NPC involved in Prologue the Hideout. Don't know the issue there. There's a lot of stuff here I'm just like unfamiliar with. It seems like somewhat more minor things. Yeah, there was a melee range skill increase, so Burglars got this in their update. It was like 2.5 to 3.5 meters, but I believe it's a universal 3.5 meters now. Oh, that's right here. Actually, we were about to get to it. I was like, I didn't see that in the notes, but yeah, it is in here. Pace of Frodo's Burden has been greatly. Okay, my mic should be back. I think I caught it as soon as it popped up. I am going to make sure it's working right now. Oh, I can't hear anything. Probably echoing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, my mic has been having issues. And it's actually going like on during stream here. Usually I can like fix it where it stays good during stream, but I've had a couple of those issues pop up in the middle now. Unfortunately, I was notified because it said like my USB device something or other. But anyway, we have I think I was talking about this Rivendell Quest, which, oh, if that's a Rivendell Quest, it's one that I have actually run to and experienced with finally. Some of those are just really slow, so anything speeding up like that is good. If you have completed all of his adventures, George at Sanson's farm might have something new for those feeling a bit peckish. Sanson's farm? Actually, I'm curious on this. Is this the one in Bree? I don't know if it would tell me. Okay, I'm not sure on that. Curious what that is and if I'll ever run into it. Okay, what were we on? Oh, I totally missed this one. Polished up the Battle Under the Trees session play for the Court of Lothlorien Allegiance. Okay. Oh, it's in the Shire? Oh, is that's the chicken place in the Shire. I think that makes sense why they were saying peckish now. Removing unintended on-removal effect from Hunter Essence of Freedom. Don't know what that is. Renaming Lake Town Outhouse to a more era-appropriate Lake Town Bog House. I guess they weren't called outhouses there. It's kind of near a bog anyway. Not sure exactly what the point of that is, but maybe something lore related, I would guess. And then yeah, the melee range skills being increased. That should just, I think, make melee combat in general smoother, which should be a nice thing. And then the Bjorning, the healing percent for Vigilant Roar IA. Is that... What does IA stand for? Item? I was thinking Legendary Item Legacy, but that might not be it. But anyway, that's been corrected. And then Guardian Tier 5 Tenderize bonus has been corrected, so it is larger than Tier 4. Yes, Tier 5 should be better than Tier 4. And then finally here, we do actually have a pretty significant fix with Guardian, which is making the yellow line not as greatly OP as they should be at low levels. So the way this works in the live patch, I guess, is you get Flash of Light to do a lot of AoE damage as soon as you spec into the yellow line as a Guardian. Whereas you shouldn't get that set bonus until somewhat, it's like the third set bonus or something like that, just somewhere in there, further in the trees when you should get it. And it looks like that will actually correctly work now, so your low-level Guardians will be slightly less OP, or quite a bit less OP if you're playing the yellow line. And then they'll get it like normally and function the same at higher level. And then Minstrel, we have mastery bonuses for that trait. Strength of Helm, Hammerhand have been significantly improved, so a little bit more damage from them probably. And then it looks like some slow and swift travel. They have added slow and swift travel routes to nearest housing neighborhoods for all these areas. Kind of all the main towns, I guess, and Dwell and Dan's selling them. Okay. But yeah, those are all the notes we have. It looks like I have a tell here. There's somebody with a plus. Oh, okay. I could invite him. Oh no. Oh, I can't join this. I don't know if he actually wanted to run that. It says 65 to 65. I don't know what I listed. I was just testing something if I had something listed. Okay, he is 120. I was just kind of curious if there was actually a level 65 wanting to farm work pins or something here. So the virtues, I'm really curious how I earn these, if there's a way. I know I could go probably to the Isengard Tavern. I don't know why. It seems like Charity has really low resistance compared to... I thought I saw something with a lot more. Maybe not. Wonder if there's a way to see the max level, what the stats are on that. It could have been like this one. Innocence I only have at rank 7, but it gives a lot more resistance than Charity, and Charity has like resistance as the main thing. So that's kind of weird. It's like 21 ranks lower and just gives a lot more. Okay, so we got through the patch notes actually pretty quickly. The screen looks so much better. I don't know if you're talking about something I did or just like what it looks like in LOTRO right now. Actually, that reminds me. I think, yeah, my graphics, they're on ultra high right now. I'm having kind of... Oh, the trait tree, yeah. Yeah, this does look much better. It looks... You can actually see the icons. That was another thing that I was talking about a little bit. I don't remember if that's when my mic cut out or actually talked about that. I think it was actually in this, but yeah, the icons, I really like that you can actually see them and what's going on with them a little bit more. Discipline, you get a little clearer picture of the orc. And like a few of them, I could tell in general what was going on, but just nice to see them in more detail. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know what I even have equipped here for fire. Yeah, I don't know why charity gives so little. It has its rewards, but you need to get a lot of ranks, I guess. Yeah, it is also organized alphabetically, so that helps. I don't know if the old one it might have been. I didn't pay too much attention to that. So yeah, I want to see, I'm earning innocence. How do I change what I'm earning? Oh, I have to actually click the icon instead of the thing. And you can just right click to equip and unequip them, so that's nice. Okay, so I want to, as I've been saying, I don't know where to go. I'm just like walking around in circles, it seems like. I want to explore the new region. That's what I want to do. I knew there was somewhere I needed to go. So hopefully there is a swift travel around there. I didn't read. Let's go back to the notes. Totally skipped like these first couple paragraphs, just went straight to the bullet points, but this brings the Vales of Anduin, so that's where the great river courses through the Wilderland to the shores of Lothlorien. Okay. Didn't even look at the map of that. So that should be right here. So we have Lothlorien, and this is the Vales of Anduin. Okay. It might actually connect. I'm kind of thinking, oh, this connects right there. Maybe you can actually get through. I don't know. And the Misty Mountains up north here. I think it's like instance off, but it's part of the open world, so kind of continuing this. This would be Moria. I don't know if Moria extends that far north, like technically. But it's kind of Misty Mountains, the mountain area that Moria is in. Duskin Vales? Where's Duskin Vales? I thought Duskin Vales it might be a part of the Vales of Anduin, but I thought it was like Lothlorien, something in here. Maybe not. Oh yeah, that's just a place out here. You can just see the striking difference in the map design though, just going from Lothlorien here, what's this zone called? Vales of Anduin to the Misty Mountains. Wolfden, Gladden Fields, Duskin Vales, Gladden? Gladden's a server name. Holtfeast, Wood's Edge, Rosgobel, there lad. So this is to Middle Mirkwood, that's grayed out. That would be this area, the Narrows maybe? Or Mountains of Mirkwood? Not sure. Like relative to the map it would be, I'd say Mountains of Mirkwood, kind of this area. But because South Mirkwood is so close to Lothlorien, it could be like all of this. But yeah, let's go ahead and stop looking at the map and actually look. Yeah, so you get all the bonuses. Oh yeah, they did mention you get like little bonuses for not having something equipped. I don't know if that's still the case, like Compassion. I just don't know why Charity gives so little for how many ranks it has, but that's probably something I'm focusing too much on. That's kind of would be temporary and be fixed with the different updates, but yeah, you can just click the icon and that's the one you level. You don't level the ones at the top. I think you level one specific one that you choose. Like whenever I click these, it says earning. I think that's how it will work. And then you do get all the bonuses from the ones at the top. So like I have Loyalty, Zeal, Mercy. Mercy's really bad. I don't want that one. And can try to pick something more useful. Like Compassion, I'll get some physical mitigation, and knowing this character, I probably need it. Charity, I don't need as well. I already have these equipped. Wisdom, it doesn't give much will, so it's not that useful to me. My Valor and Tolerance are really low. Fidelity gives me a little bit. There should be another one with like physical mitigation, I would think. Ooh, Honor's really good. That gives a lot of resistance and tactical mitigation and vitality. So we'll go ahead and do that one and probably earn on that. That one I already have relatively high. Okay, so let's try to travel. Oh, I can just travel straight there. Definitely don't mind spending mithril coins on the Bullroarer server. They don't actually take them away from me. Yeah, they did give us until Thursday, but I would hope that's because they're readying up already for preview number 2. It is a pretty short time to test though, I agree. I feel like the first preview should be kind of a longer one. Just in general. So these guys are woodsmen. We didn't finish reading that paragraph. I wanted to look at the map when I just saw where it was. But they defend their lands from goblins and wargs of the Misty Mountains. That's neat. It's kind of nice that I was just going through Misty Mountains and all that stuff on the legendary servers, so it's kind of connected with where I have been and where I'm going with Mirkwood and Lothlorien even. So it was home to dwarves, elves, and ancestors of hobbits in Rohirrim, so a lot of people here. So we seek the aid of the Beornings and Great Eagles, as well as a certain brown wizard, so Radagast. Foul things still roam the woods and marshes, some drawn by the legacy of the One Ring, which I guess is part of the story they're doing. They're like, I think, continuing the Black Book of Mordor. I never really got too much into that. And then yeah, this will be free to VIP. Hey Pedro, Jesus Oliver Caldas. And greetings, he said greetings from Peru. So I'm in Holtfeast now. This is interesting landscape. I think it's different from what they've done recently. I am getting lower FPS here. Frills are really dense. I don't like frills this dense, as I have probably mentioned. I like usually around 20 to 30 maybe. And I like the distance medium. Although the distance doesn't matter too much now that I can lower the density. But yeah, my FPS is lower here. I don't think... It's still not utilizing all of my GPU. It's at like 53-ish% right now. That might be a little bit higher than it used to be. I could go... I hear a tree. It's like, I think it wants to attack me. And I just realized you all don't have in-game audio, do you? What am I playing my audio on right now? This thing? Okay, yeah, now you all should hear what I actually hear. Hey, Shagrath. Okay, so my frill density, like, about 20 to 30. I think I change it. Kind of gotta decide. But just to compare, 100 or 1, I guess, it's just too much to me. They've added way too many frills. This zone, some of the ones in I think Rohan and Gondor are really bad. And that's where I kind of dislike frills the most. Some of the newer ones they've added to older zones aren't too bad. But yeah, it's really these yellow grass ones that kind of end up annoying me most. Yeah, I hear these trees, this meandering Huorn. I'm still having some FPS, a little bit of issues there. I think I changed down to very high so I can go down to high. Or I did change down to high. I don't know, also just because this is a new zone, I don't know if anything, you know, the 64-bit could be helping the performance even, and it would be even worse without that. So yeah, on the performance improvements, I have noticed in South Bree, I had a lot better performance, like significantly better, but there were basically nobody there. So it could be an effect of there just being no players. So right now I kind of just want to explore. I can get on my... this thing is bothering me, so I'm going to open them. You can get symbols of the Elder King from these? I didn't even know that. Mayhem Hunter's armor. This is significantly better than my chest piece. I need to get this on the actual live server. I can get, like, I can level to 120 probably in that one thing, but, oh, I am level 120. I mean, like, get good gear if I really wanted to. Usually whenever I play betas, there's a level increase, so I just, like, naturally assumed I had a level up or something for this region, but it looks like it's all level 120. Be kind of nice if they made it 115 to 120 just to give an alternative. I don't know, that might affect people that are already 120 too much. This is turning into a little... It's reminding me of the Barrow Downs a little bit. I don't know why. Kind of a similar bloom effect, maybe. Water regions tank FPS hard, like reflections in Old Forest. And without reflections in water, it can look really bad. Oop, we're falling. I think that mountain needs its texture updated or something. But yeah, I have my FPS at the bottom left. It's about 62, which is... I have VSync on as well, which will limit it to that. And that's not too bad, so I'm kind of staying on the road a little bit. I want to see... These are Misty Mountains area, I guess. Not quite, a little bit south. But there's a lovely marsh-looking area. Can see it on the map, it's pretty big. It looks like there will be a pretty big lake on the other side, so I was heading towards Lothlorien and then going to head back north. So maybe we can hit that on the way back. There's a waterfall. Where am I? Oh, I got off track from the road. Yeah, the FPS, it's not like with LOTRO, it's always kind of been inconsistent with me. Sometimes it'll jump down like there when I jumped over the water, it randomly went down to 40. And it's just kind of hitches like that that can make it annoying. But when it plays smooth, it's fine. Like right now it's smooth and I'm kind of rotating the camera, but when I passed through that, it did drop down a little bit. Unfortunately, swampy, kind of marshy areas aren't the most appealing to really look at in games like this. Like, I don't think they necessarily do a bad job of making them, but they're just not something that's fun to stare at and take the scenery all in. The zone seems kind of big, though. I won't call that a bad thing, but I've just had some lesser experiences, I guess, with LOTRO zones being too big for me lately. Yeah, it looks, aesthetically, it does look pretty good. I think this is kind of just like a nice wide open, surprisingly wide open view for being in a more, I guess, tree dense area. It's like the woodland, so kind of would expect a lot more trees and not really many open looks like this, and then it's just like a big marsh where you can actually see out quite a bit and see the mountains in the distance here. I really want to head up north and curious what this looks like up here where it's like Bjorning lands, and then see if I can actually go like to the Misty Mountains and all that stuff. So we have wargs here, we have some quest things. I don't know if these are people to talk to. They're on the map, but they aren't here. It's like Baradal, but there's no Baradal here. Okay, I can get back on my mount. I don't know why I dismounted exactly. So Shagrath, you will return when they release the 64-bit client. You have about 2,200 hours, but you're on hiatus playing Final Fantasy XIV. But you'll definitely be back on LOTRO. Yeah, hopefully if, like, whatever performance issues you might have, it'll help with those. I think a big thing, at least for me, that would help is multi-threading, and a lot of people with higher end CPUs at least. Okay, so this is the southwestern area. I don't know where you're like supposed to start the zone. So if you come from update 23, you would be in Arid Mithrin. So you'd go like to Rushgate here into the Bjorning lands, I believe. It didn't let me actually click over. So yeah, Aaron Lesglen here. No, that's Forest Gate. What? Oh, Rushgate and Forest Gate. They're two different names. There's floodfells. There's something up north here. I mean, we can check all this out, but I'm kind of feel like something west here. I thought it would connect basically to Aaron Lasklin. That's not the name of it. Arid Mithrin Grey Mountains. And then Aaron Lasklin here is update 22. But yeah, I'm curious, like, quest-wise or story-wise, where they'd start the zone. I assume up towards Bjorning Lands and then head down southwest, but I'm just not sure, like, where this would fit, because it's like, right next to Lothlorien, and seems like an entrance to the zone type area. To me, at least. So yeah, we can head down here towards Lothlorien. I wonder if it'll be a sharp transition, or if they will kind of smoothly do it. I feel like it'll be sharp based on the map. It's just like all these gold and yellow trees, and then suddenly it's not that. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. They're like, it's just like this little mountainy area, and then suddenly yellow trees, Lothlorien trees on the other side. Okay, so we will see. Yeah, I can just straight up enter this. I'm not zoned or anything, or don't enter an instance, so that is really nice. It's actually part of the open world. Everything's felt disconnected to me. I guess it's all technically been connected, but really since... Just, I guess because I don't go down here that much. It's like Gondor just feels like a whole separate area. And even in Rovanian, all this stuff up here has felt disconnected from everything else. Like, South Mirkwood doesn't connect to Northern Mirkwood. We're running into mountains. Oh yeah, I can try the screenshots. Let's see. It saved opening bracket and closing bracket. Well, that's what happens when I try to take a screenshot. I can try to see what it actually does. Hero's thing went black again. Whenever I like try to switch apps like that, it does that. But anyway, if I actually try to look at my screenshots here, I just went to my regular Lord of the Rings Online folder, so that did not have it. I don't know if they'd have another screenshot. Could be at the beginning because of the change format. Okay, I do have new screenshots. So the screenshot is 15, 56, 74, 70, 35. I'm not sure what format they're doing with that exactly. If it was time-based or date-based, I would hope I'd be able to tell. Let me try and see what order the screenshots are actually coming in. Okay, so they do actually go in order. I guess it is doing it off some sort of date/time thing. Hopefully it is date-based. It's just whatever date format it is. Doesn't look like it makes sense to me because it is May 1st right now. So it could be 1/5 being May 1st and then 56 something. I don't know. But hopefully if I took like a screenshot tomorrow, it'd actually go in order. That's just one concern I have with something like that. These houses, I'm gonna stop here. These are just like, this reminds me of Minecraft in a way. Just the way these little gardens are set up and being like wheat. It's been a long time since I've played Minecraft though, but it just reminds me of it. Even the house is a tiny bit. It's kind of neat that they have just like random NPC houses here though. I haven't explored too much with stuff like this, but it seems like not many areas have had this. Just in general and higher levels, but I may have just not paid enough attention, so that's kind of neat, I think. Reminds me of the Shire in that way. And they have random fog right there. Okay, so I did say I would go left this time, or west, and check out that kind of lake and swampy area. So we can do that. I think I do have to follow this path a little bit. Of course there are orcs, not just goblins and wargs and trees. There are probably a ton of annoying bugs in the marshes as well. I wonder if it's just kind of coincidental with their timing that they updated the Bjorning well before this update to kind of just when they have the Bjorning lands. This update just in the Bjorning area basically. That they updated the actual Bjorning class shortly before that. To make them actually more viable, so it's kind of thematic, I guess, to run through here with the Bjorning. This provides a neat look, except for the swampy part. It's just not that appealing as far as scenery goes to me. Again, it's nothing like bad on the graphics part or the world building part, it's just less appealing to look at. But just with the mountains in the background, it's really nice looking here. It looks like the waterfall actually flows this way, which makes sense looking at the map. I was thinking I'd be able to go up there and see the lake, but there is a view up there, maybe we can. I think we'll try and take that path. I haven't fought a mob yet. I wouldn't mind avoiding that little ball of light. Don't know why my inventory's way up there. Doesn't really matter, I can destroy stuff on the server. I don't really normally want to destroy anything, but since this stuff is not permanent, don't really care about it too much. Totally lost track of where I was going though. Can't see with all these bushes as well. I think I can go up this way. Well, hopefully I can go up this way. Yeah, here it is. No problem with Minecraft, you're 25 and still play that game. You made some cool stuff like football stadiums and stuff like that using real life blueprints. I never really quite made anything with real life blueprints or anything quite like that. I just like the general aspects of it. I didn't really like playing on servers. I did play on some I guess vanilla servers without any mods or anything like that. That's what they were called. With some friends. Oh no. It won't let me. I don't think I can jump up here. There's a perfect path and then... What? Oh, there's a burglar here. That's kind of funny that she just popped up. Her stealth was actually working. She's all tricked out. Another thing I have to do is check out the burglar update. So that isn't a part of this. I just got caught way behind. I finished my finals finally, but then I started work right after. And I've been doing some other stuff, trying to get some other things done, and then... I really was hoping, because I saw this clearing here, that I'd just be able to go on the other side and see the lake. There's kind of a little scar mark here. I don't know if that's actually a tiny road that we could go to. I think I have a mark on my monitor or something. But I saw another thing as well. Down here where my mouse is. I don't know if y'all can see that, it's like a slight pink line. I can't really tell on OBS or my video. It might be way too blurry to even tell something like that, but it could just be an issue with their map was my point. Okay, you all do see that. Yeah, I guess it's just something they have a little mark on their map that they need to fix. So I'm curious if I can go around the other way though, because I really want to actually view that, and I don't know why they would block it off. And I feel like Legan is enough of a mountain explorer, even though he is an elf, and he could get through that. I could die and find out where the res circle is, but I feel like it'd be quicker to go ahead and just try and cross the swamp and do a more safe fall. This is actually kind of quicker to get down than I expected. So Irid Mithrin, I didn't quite like as much, kind of the landscape of it, and the visuals, and the world building aspect that I keep mentioning, as far as that zone goes. I did like the Iron Hills. That one I think was really well done and one of the better zones in a long time. But so far I like this one as well, even though the swamp is less appealing to me. doesn't look like over here. Maybe I can go way around and go up. Where am I on the map? So yeah, this is where I was hoping I could go up, actually, like right here. Looks like there might be a little path. I don't know. I just feel like that should be something you could go to. And it might just not be, but it is bothering me a little bit. And I don't see anywhere to go around, so I don't want to focus on that too much. We can kind of go here a little bit right into this Orc Camp. Okay, this is some really annoying terrain right here. Shophog High Warrior? Assume that's what that's supposed to be, Shophog High. I don't know if they're just being really creative with those names, trying to come up with different names for all these different orcs in this game, or if there's like some lore reason that these are called that. But we're able to walk past them. I guess this terrain could make a little bit of sense, like thinking of the physical geography of this zone, but it is really annoying to navigate around. Oh, yeah, the turning on post-processing effects and disable surface reflections to make the water transparent. I can try that. Wait, I already had post-processing turned on. And then disable reflections. Where's reflections? Surface reflections. They're already on low. Oh, if I disable them, it makes the water clear. Okay, that is really weird. I can actually see that little snake tadpole thing. What is that? Oh, it is a snake. I can't even see the water right here without any reflections. But yeah, I think that looks better than no post-processing and with reflections. How do I turn that back on? I don't know why I keep losing this. It's kind of, it jumps from low to high. I think high looks better, but no, my performance isn't changing. Well, what is very high? Don't really see a difference between ultra high. I do see a difference. Don't really see a difference between high and very high where I am. Might be some other things that it changes that just aren't on screen right now. Okay, now I am getting a little bit lower FPS. I'm just kind of curious if it's because of that. Yeah, that does seem to help a little bit, which makes sense. Okay, there isn't any Shophog High mentioned by Tolkien. Yeah, I kind of figured it would be something they make up. I just don't know what their conventions are, if they just randomly make up an orc-sounding name for that. I can get back on my war steed and travel faster. I feel like we've done the less exciting part of the zone as far as the landscape. We can get to some more exciting areas. It gets really narrow up here. We did a little bit to the east there where there's a lot more trees and it was a lot more green overall. It's kind of a lighter green. Based on the map, I expected it to be pretty dark green landscape area, but it kind of has these lighter green looking areas. Can I jump up this waterfall? Almost can't even tell if my character's moving. Yep. I don't know how my character is just strong enough to be able to run through this. That water looks like it's moving really fast, but it definitely helps me get up here. So I think this area looks a little bit, kind of reminds me a bit of North Ithilien and Arid Mithrin, Grey Mountains. Somewhat similar to both of those. North Ithilien, that is, or South Ithilien, one of those. The Ithilien zone. That's way over here though, so it's just like, yeah, North Ithilien, not South Ithilien. It's completely unrelated, I guess, but it somewhat reminds me of it. I don't know. I don't think it would have been faster to run around, but it is kind of slow running or swimming. I'll have to see when I get up here, but this part of the landscape is a little bit less appealing to me. I don't know, it just doesn't look too cohesive maybe. It's kind of got this annoying river right in the middle of it as well, and then it kind of, all the land and grass is way up from that. Feels like there's a lot here, I guess. It's kind of crowded and busy. What is my current favorite region visually? I like Foreshell. That one's pretty good. I also like Lothorian, which is really close by. There are a lot of zones like I find fun and to quest in, like Eregion is pretty fun to quest in. It has some neat visual parts. Same with Inadroith, both of those are really fun to quest in. I like some of the visuals there, but they're also a little bit, I guess, plain looking, and well, they're right next to each other, so they're kind of similar in that way, but the Shire, I don't know, that one was okay. It had some neat parts. Irid the Wind has a couple neat parts, but I've just been there so much it's kind of less exciting. Evendom is kind of neat looking, but does get tiring after being there a while, like visually. North Down's not too much. Lowlands is a bit, I guess, unique because it's yellow. Oh, Rivendell. Not Rivendell, Trollshaws. I think Trollshaws is pretty good. It does have some annoying stuff, like, I don't know, when I think of something visually, I always think of the annoying things in zones that don't really appeal to me. This fog is kind of weird. There's a random Bjorning. So this is going to be a little town area, it looks like. This fog doesn't make too much sense. Like, I don't know why it's so high up the hill if it's not that tall when it's down the hill. And there's just randomly more fog right here. Okay, so the big differences between this 32-bit client and the 64-bit, you've heard about less crashing, but is there also less lag? And that depends on the developers. So I have noticed my FPS seems to be smoother a little bit. This particular area is a new region, so I haven't explored in the 32-bit. I guess I could explore it if I changed back to that, which we can maybe do. Somebody else said they're getting 10 to 50 FPS more, which I don't know if I'm getting quite 50 more, but I feel like my FPS is actually surprisingly better. And then, yeah, on that note, less crashing. I have not crashed, and I used to crash very frequently on DirectX 11. I am on DX 11 right now and have had no crashes. Still can't go to DX 12, I guess. I have played DX 12 in other games. I haven't really noticed like a big thing with that, but that was just a thought I had with that. This area looks pretty neat, actually. And the fog down there actually would make more sense, but yeah, once I got past that area, this kind of whole area is a little bit less appealing to me. And kind of off to the east, it just looks kind of ugly to me, but over here it looks a lot better to the north, kind of northwest area, I guess, here. So I want to explore the path to the Misty Mountains, then can probably head to the northeast. Yeah, in South Bree, that is one I had terrible performance previously, and I had basically no issues with my FPS here with the 64-bit client. So that was one that I think is significantly better, but again, I've mentioned this a couple times, but there weren't any players there, so I don't know how much of an effect it just simply being crowded with players has. But yeah, compared to like, I don't know, 20 to 40 FPS, it's really inconsistent previously, somewhere around there would be my old FPS. I was getting more steady near 60. Yeah, that area definitely looks neat. It's kind of lighter green, less dense with the trees. It could be really neat to explore, I think, if we can head that way. It is kind of hilly, though. We'll have to see when we actually get down there what it looks like, I guess. But yeah, this area of the zone is more appealing than kind of this area. It's just kind of really densely crowded around Holtvis, I think. And it'd be nice to have a little bit more open area, I think. Kind of like this. The trees aren't too dense, but they're still are trees. But it just feels a lot less crowded. No annoying like giant bushes. Oh, if I turn off distant imposters. It looks awfully barren. I guess that is a good way to see just like the landscape, you know, without all the trees. I definitely don't think it looks as good with them off, but it does give kind of a neat view of what it would look like without the trees. Which would definitely look plain like way out there, because there's just nothing. Some trees make sense. But yeah, it is really barren if you turn those off very far away. I didn't know it'd be like that striking an effect. This is a really strong shadow right here. It's just like very light and then very dark. I don't know if these shadows are supposed to be this strong. Especially it's getting like nighttime, so it's just getting dark anyway, and this is still a really strong shadow. This area kind of, it's reminding me of something. That's probably why it's appealing to me. I want to say Dunland a little bit. But yeah, just like the look of it, maybe Enidwaith even. Yeah, I haven't actually fought any mobs yet. Some have tried to attack me. I don't know how much of a improvement I would see fighting mobs. Yeah, the shadows, I hope they're a work in progress. They're just really strong. So we are getting back to some fog. Really dense fog here. Looks like this. Okay, there's no fog. I hope they fix some of this fog. Like, this fog is floating too much. It's probably because I kind of study this a little bit in school that it bothers me even more than it would like a regular player. There's a lot of fog up there. I assume that's supposed to be kind of like Misty Mountains type fog. So this is, we can actually see a little bit of a bigger lake here. This is not really a lake, but just a little bigger area of the river. Where am I going? I'm still trying to make my way to Misty Mountains. You can see why this place could be called Misty something, not necessarily mountains. It's kind of mountainous, I guess. A really flat part here, but kind of at the start of a mountain. So comes the snow after the fire. Adventurers and even dragons have their ending. Adventures and even dragons. So I think this is still new. Yeah, that's a level 120 mob. This was a better transition. The transition to Lothlorien, it was kind of really sharp. This one was still sharp with the snow. Like, they could have had the snow transition, I guess, a little bit more. Like, either had a little bit of snow here, just not as much, or a little bit less snow here and just had it transition better, but I think it's a lot better, and this area looks neat, definitely. Seems like they can still make snowy zones, at least it's been... Oh yeah, they did Air and Mithrin. I didn't visit really too many snowy areas there, though. But I really like the way they do snowy zones. I feel like just the way the LOTRO graphics look and the way they build everything, it looks better. So we still have to instance into Misty Mountains. Okay. I wonder if that's partially just because it's on the other side of Moria and all that. But you still have to instance in, but it's pretty open world. Wow, that Bjorn guard, he's pretty good. He's got 3 wargs and a ton of goblins killed. So this goes, you can actually view... Oh, that's the giant halls? No, that's not giant halls. Looks like giant halls. I don't know how much of this is new versus the old Misty Mountains. I'm trying to remember. I assume it's kind of this area in particularly is new. Everything else has been here before. Some of these mountain textures do look unfinished, I guess. Like the ones right next to me that I'm going up on. So I'm kind of guessing that everything I'm on right now is new. Okay. This is temporarily maybe working. I have it like facing the wrong way though. Okay, I think this is working, but I'm holding the wire right now to it. So I don't think it's a driver issue because the wire, it like keeps disconnecting the power to it. So if I let go of this, I think it's going to disconnect. So I just wanted to let you all know what's going on, and I am trying to fix this. So I'll try to let this go. Okay, think it's actually up now, but yeah, it's like a physical thing with the port. Like it's a micro USB port that it connects to. Okay, so this is where I don't know exactly what. That's like, yeah, part of Goblin Town-ish area. I think Goblin Town is actually like right here, isn't it? Yeah, okay. But yeah, I think if I had to guess exactly what's new, I think this ramp up here is new. Kind of looks like a little... This is kind of where I think they would have added something new. Like this wasn't here before, where you can see the edging effects there on the blurry texture mountain feature. And this is really sharp right here, just like strikes the ground, and there's just nothing to transition there. So yeah, I think all of that is new. I don't know. I can kind of see out here maybe where they added something new, where it just doesn't quite blend with the rest of Misty Mountains. So that's what I was trying to see was exactly new there. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking about my microphone now, and if I'll have to either do something about the mic, because I've tried a few different micro USB wires. One of them works okay, but it has kind of the same issue as this one. It's a lot shorter wire, so I can't really use it unless I have my microphone basically right in front of me, which I do for some videos, but I can't really use my keyboard with it like that. And then some will power it on but won't do anything, and then I do have one that has a really annoying buzzing sound, but it seems to work okay otherwise. So I do not know. But hopefully, like, if it just stays like this, it's fine, but just having that issue is pretty annoying. So we are back on the... Sounds like the ice is cracking. I don't know if y'all can quite hear that. I think it's very thin because you can see the road here, but it sounds kind of out of place to me. But it does sound like the ice is cracking there. It's kind of neat that they add that, but it is a bit out of place to me. Like maybe too strong of a sound. Especially if there's no visual cracking. I feel like the ice should actually break. If that were the case, we can get back on my horse steed and go a little bit faster. The sky looks pretty neat. The clouds glow a lot, I guess, for it being nighttime. You said old zones make that noise too? I guess I haven't paid too much attention to it. Could just be from walking on the ice, I guess, but it really sounded like it was going to crack beneath me. So yeah, I really do like this part so far. We can head down to the south part of this, I guess, north part, lower part. See what it's actually like down here. We got wargs. We have a random goblin. He's from Goblin Town, actually. We got some Goblin Town, level 120 Goblin Town soldiers over here. They leveled up a lot. I don't know how they gained so many levels. Maybe there was some like little part of the cave we weren't able to access where they were able to level up. My volume is way loud. I had it way up there. Usually if I have like my headset turned to the maximum, it's like most comfortable at 2. I have my regular mount tied to a shift M, so I'm just used to using that. Well, we killed our first mob. I want to kill a Goblin Town soldier. It's really random that they just have goblins here. I don't know if I'm a big fan of it, but you know, if the up the trees quick, cried Gandalf. They ran to the trees at the glade's edge. I don't know who they are, or if that's just a... Okay, this is a lot of wargs. I assume the one on the left, that one's a lot bigger. Oh yeah, I could not. I was not ready to fight. Oh, that one's actually an elite. I wasn't like ready to do that fight at all, and I have not played a Runekeeper in a while, and a high level Runekeeper. But we can continue about our way. So this is hard to see at night. We kind of saw what it looked like earlier towards sunset. But it'd be really nice if it was actually daytime. Could actually see a little bit what that looks like better, I guess. I think I can continue a little bit up here. I'd like to stay on the high ground as far as I can, but I think that's coming to an end. There is an item right here, hidden cache. Let's see what this has. Has new deed, treasure seeker of the Vales. So I have to discover hidden caches in the Vales of Anduin. Get gold marks? Oh yeah, we haven't even looked at any vendors yet, or any rewards. We have a lot to do still. I'm just having fun exploring the landscape right now. I have not heard anything about a new engine or anything like that to improve the game. And yeah, the performance issues I think would also drive people away more than outdated graphics. And a new engine would be nice, but realistically I don't think that would ever happen unless LOTRO somehow blew up to like a lot bigger numbers than it is right now. One thing they have said they are working on is multi-threading, which would improve performance, definitely. It should improve performance for everybody, but pretty much anybody with a lot of cores in their CPU. Like my old CPU had 8 cores. It was like an AMD CPU, and then I changed to Intel, which has higher core speed, clock speed. But it only has like 4 cores, I think. So it would still really help with mine being able to utilize more than one. And then server side lag, yeah, that could definitely help to fix that. Not many reflections here. Looks like black water. Ligon doesn't mind swimming in it though. It's really unfortunate that it's nighttime now. It's just a lot better, I think, to explore areas during the day. For some reason, that area doesn't look as bad from this side. I just feel like, I don't know, for some reason I dislike kind of this middle area. Oh yeah, this is starting to look cluttered again, kind of like Holtvis, which I guess should be expected. It's not as many trees or bushes. There are some, I don't know, these bushes, I mean, they make sense, but they just kind of bother me and annoy me. They get in the way too much. It looks neat, but again, they just get in the way to me. I don't know if there's a better way if you want to have bushes, which makes sense, of course. A way to actually have them and implement them where they don't seem so much in the way and annoying. I'm trying to think other games I play if they have any bushes like that. We can go to Bjorning Lands, I guess, next. That's kind of while I'm up here, I guess, going to check this out, where it heads up north, and then we can turn around and see from there. But yeah, this area I think looks pretty neat. I don't know what there would be to do here, like questing wise, but it does look pretty neat to me. There's a quest. This is a caller, so this starts a quest. I'm not too interested in starting the questing. If I ever do any questing like this, it would be to actually quest. There's some random rocks here blocking the way, which would be kind of upper Anduin. You kind of see that fat part in the river there. You see one, hold up, there's Lothorian. Gladden Fields, which is right here, so that's right there. Upper Anduin. I'm having trouble seeing exactly on the map. So this is the river that goes through. Okay. That's that river right there, I believe. One of those two rivers. But anyway, the Vales of Anduin right here where this little bulge is, I think is around here, is basically what I was getting to with that. So there's still like Upper Anduin and Gundabad. I think if we had these two areas up here, just kind of this general location, that would connect to Arid Mithrin, which would be on the other sides of those rocks. So I don't know if they'd ever plan to go back there to the other side of those rocks and do anything. I don't know significantly, like lore-wise, what they would do, because they're headed all the way back to Minas Morgul, which is like... Oh, that's East Rohan, okay. I was just didn't recognize the Ninhithel Lake there. But when they go to Mordor, they're doing Minas Morgul. I believe. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I don't know if they've mentioned anything, what they're doing outside of like this little area. I assume they're connecting all this stuff around here and kind of the bordering North Ithilien there. I don't know if they're going into Nirn at all and adding anything. I think this could, just based on the map, the color of it could be kind of interesting looking, but I do not know. Also the Sea of Nirn, I'd be interested to explore that in Lithlad there. That looks kind of desolate, not necessarily snowy. I don't think they have anything like that in LOTRO, and if I kind of draw from WoW, they have, this is far east as the map goes, but can't really see beyond that what it looks like. But if I draw from WoW, they have a map called Desolus, which I think looks kind of just based on that what Lithlad could look like, and could be neat. So where are we headed? We are just headed southeast, kind of exploring the landscape here. So yeah, I do really like this part. It's, oh, that's a pretty big ring icon, I think, for some gnats. I thought it'd be like a troll compared to the little fly there, which has a really small ring. But I do want to see some sort of reputation vendor. I love looking at different rewards. Looks like that will be back at Holthus. That is Protector of the Veils, so yeah, I assume that's the only other thing. There should be a reputation faction representative, maybe? Maybe not. What's a far-ranging stable master? Well, I have it enabled, we'll check that out. I don't remember anything on the patch notes with that. While I'm on auto run here, we can quickly look. Yeah, no far ranging. Oh, we're in the Bjorning starting area. So that's this. Bjorninghus? Bjorninghus? Oh, can't quite jump. We'll go around and explore. It's been a while since I've actually done the Bjorning intro, so I don't mind exploring this. I think you kind of mainly go out here and quest a little bit, kill some flies or something like that. So I assume it looked like this. I don't know if they made any major like landscape changes along with this update here, because I know you can now explore here. It's no longer Bjornings only. So yeah, they have some quests here, a stable master. So we can go ahead, I think, and swift travel back to Holthus. We've explored. We didn't explore that stretch. Might as well explore that stretch. See what it looks like. I think I'll have to go back out the entrance here. Kind of shows all the trees here, which I guess isn't necessarily inaccurate. It just doesn't look like there's actually that many trees once you go out. But if I actually zoom out here, it looks, I guess, more realistic to what it actually is. Making our way. I want to see what this little pond looking thing is. I always like exploring the bodies of water in LOTRO because they can look like really neat and have some interesting things. It doesn't really look like much here. Really marshy with these tall grass things. I don't think that will be a new starting zone. I think that's going to be level 120, but it is, as far as Bjornings, it's like where they start their intro is. But then they get teleported to... I know where to go on the map. Archit, that's what it's called. They get teleported to Archit there. So I assume that's not changed. This is still... like, all the mobs there were level 120. Be kind of neat if they added a new intro area, though. Like, starting zone outside of just intro area. I guess the water is flowing under the rocks. It's kind of neat. Making its way out to the river. It has all these blue text things. I don't know if they're just like little bits of lore that's going on, or if it's like if you were actually doing the book quest, if they'd make sense a little bit more. Yeah, hopefully this zone has good questing. I probably won't be testing that all in the beta because I hate questing in betas. I just feel like if I quested in the beta, I would want to be at the same point when I actually went to the live server. I don't really want to repeat the things I've already done, and that's why, I guess, kind of simply put, why I wouldn't want to quest at all in this beta. I do feel the need to kill an orc right now, though. Killing these mobs plenty fast. I know my gear is not great. I got some level 120, yeah, 120 pieces. You know, they've made the stat changes and a lot of things show all stats. I don't know why show all stats isn't already checked, but I like knowing all my stats, even block, which is not applicable. I still haven't killed a Huorn. I've seen a lot of them. Like, I've seen a lot of these mobs. Normally, if I'd like be going about this, I feel like I'd want to kill every mob type, but that's okay, I guess. But yeah, landscape difficulty was something I just like could briefly test a little bit and have a bit. There's that random elite warg, which was actually nice to see. So this is Holtvis. We did not actually go in here. This is another one where it's just like a little NPC town with all their houses. Reminds me of the Shire in that way, and I like it. It actually makes a little bit of sense. So I want to see what this that far-reaching or whatever it was called Stable Master is. Where did it go? I see it on the map. I think it is north up here. Might have passed it up. Here it is. Far-ranging stables. I don't know what the far-ranging means, if that just means it can go a lot of places. We looked in the, yeah, I looked in the patch notes and there wasn't anything far-ranging related. Or if it's like specifically this area, maybe just has far-ranging. So the quest writing of the last update is on par with the writing from the starting areas. I didn't think the actual quests themselves were that enjoyable, but the writing might have been decent. The Iron Hills, I was liking that story, and then it just kind of, it got a lot worse at the ending. So with the Iron Hills, I really enjoyed that zone to start, but then some of the questing wasn't all that great, and then the story, I wasn't really satisfied with the ending. I felt like there could have and should have been more, basically. So I really feel like there should have been more quests. And the story could have gone on a little bit more. And then Irid Mithrin, it had some interesting things, but the actual quests themselves got really boring to me. I didn't really enjoy doing them. Northern Mirkwood, I was kind of excited. It started off okay. It's like all these seem to start off okay, and then I kind of do them more, and they just don't really keep me entertained, I guess. So yeah, a lot of these updates, I haven't enjoyed the quest writing, like the general flow of the story that I pay attention to. And when I think of like questing in a zone, I don't really pay as much attention to the book quests. I like exploring all the other little things outside of the main story. So I just feel like that stuff hasn't really hooked me in, I guess, with some of the newer zones compared to the kind of starting areas, which would be I would consider anything Mirkwood and below some of the stuff I really enjoy. I really enjoyed Inajoith. I have to see specifically with Mirkwood though, but a lot of those zones I enjoy it a lot more than I have. They're like, I guess these, they might just not have these guys in yet to check them. Because these would be the 2 vendors. I can relog and see if they appear. I don't know why that would fix it, but there have been a couple like NPCs or icons on the map that have not actually had attached NPCs. I see my thing spinning. I am a little bit worried. And another thing is I have not crashed yet, so that is definitely better. I know it's only like one, I don't know why I went to my burglar. I know it's only one playthrough so far, but yeah, no crashing is a really good thing on DirectX 11 for me, because I would rather play on DX11. Yeah, still no. Oh, I still have that group entry. Remove. I really like that feature though. Yeah, I don't have any of these unlocked on this character. Don't have Hammer of the Underworld. Saragoth, Dungeons. Yeah, those are the... Never did those. This character... I've done Dragok a lot, I guess not on this character. Just looking at this, I have so little unlocked. Like, I think a lot of the stuff I have unlocked is scattered. I haven't even done Fornos completely on this character. This character's like really old. I'm just surprised I haven't ever gotten around to running like a full Fornos. I guess back in the day when I was lower level, when I would have actually been like going through this character, just never ran it. But you haven't crashed one time using DirectX 11 and you have 2 months into the game? Yeah, I've had issues. I just crash a lot with it. I'll crash either every few minutes, or I could even go an hour or 2 and not crash, but whenever I've tried it, crashing has been a thing. But yeah, since I can't check out any of the vendors here, that's kind of all I had planned for this stream, and it's probably about, when we get to talk to Legolas. Oh, the anniversary. I have so many things to catch up on, but yeah, this is pretty much most of what I wanted to do. It does look like the story. If I actually got my introduction quest, I would have known this, but the story goes to where it connects to Aaron Laskelin. Over there, we didn't actually go to that border. I kind of meant to. This one's the far-ranging stable master. I wonder if that just lets you know that it can go, like, say this one couldn't go to Bree, and that just lets you know that this one can go to Bree. Or something like these don't have it, Arid Mithrin doesn't have it. I assume it's a new feature just because I haven't seen it before. If I go to Eriador, Bree doesn't have that, and I would say that's a far-ranging one. Both South and West Bree, just because they go so many areas, especially South Bree, that goes, like, I believe to Gondor areas. Way down here. Kind of like to take a non-swift travel from South Bree to... they could go to North Ithilien. That could be like Tall Skiliath area. So you've been, Blue Rose, you've been wanting to play the game for years, and you just watched tons of gameplay from my channel and channels like mine. Oh, so the increasing the text size. That is actually a new feature they have. I don't know, floating text size. Floating labels. So yeah, if I change that to 2, that does not change that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the floating text size is, but they have made changes to text sizes. I don't know. It's gonna be a texture. I don't know the exact like names of the options, but they have added some sort of slider where you can increase the scale, I think, of some of the text in this game. Like you can increase, they might not have completely implemented it, but you can increase the size of the like quest log here, but that still doesn't change like items. And then yeah, you can increase the scale of different UI settings. Toolbar, that might do it. Oh no, that's the wrong toolbar. Quick slot, there's like, what are these things called? Pop-up? It might just be called pop-up. Tooltip? Yeah, you can change tooltip, but yeah, I think they're working on basically allowing you to increase the text size is basically what I was getting at with that. And I know they have implemented some features with that, at least with the quest log, because you can have issues when you play on higher resolutions like 4K. Even at this point, I could have issues if I changed to 4K with like the same size monitor. The text could be quite a bit too small. But yeah, I'm trying to think, just don't want to miss anything with this update. I will run through the patch notes real quick, because we explored everywhere. We did, yeah, update 24. We didn't do any of the quests or the story, of course. We'll try that later, at least, probably on my warden, who I do need to get to 120. You might see some streams of my higher level warden, because I will want to get her to 120. Might not necessarily quest for it, but I'll level there some way. Then they have feedback, 64-bit client. We went through all these. We went through the virtue change. Oh yeah, we didn't actually look at the progress of the virtues. That is probably the last thing I will get to here then. I just want to see if killing this mob does anything. So this is the one I am earning right now. It is right there. So I'm going to keep my mouse there while I actually kill this mob. I don't think this will... I'm interrupted. I actually need to see what's going on. Okay. I just wanted to see the mob's morale. I don't think I'll die, but I just want to see if actually killing the mob does anything. I didn't expect it to, so I'm guessing when you complete virtues, you get like XP towards these. It'd be really nice if you got like more XP to the one you have earning, and then a little bit of XP on all the others just to get them up a little bit. Maybe I could do wit because I don't have any. Or completing quests. Maybe completing quests could. And just because they don't have like in the notes exactly how you get them now, if it's changed at all, I assume it hasn't changed because they don't have it. Yeah, that's not getting anything. Complete a quest. I can complete this quest and see if it gives me anything. Might have to delete a few things. It did look like it got ever so slightly longer. That's possible. The wit one did not. Yeah, that didn't get this one up at all. So it's probably deed still. I have like deed bestowed. All the deeds don't give virtues anymore. But yeah, I think because it's a work in progress, that's not going to be... They'll probably add more features as we get a little bit deeper into the beta with more preview builds. But yeah, I'll probably stay here on this character. I hope I won't have to copy them over anymore, and this character can just stay here and be right here. Try with one I'm using. I can't... Yeah, there's one. I feel like a low level one would be... Like, these ones are really short on the bar. We can try this. I don't know if there's a deed I can, like, try to complete really quick, though. And just see... Oh, I don't have Valor equipped. I meant to equip it before I did that. I don't think that should have an effect just based on the way this works, but definitely don't know for sure now. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip this one. We'll just replace Zeal. Okay, let's kill this Huorn. See, that's like not even to the L or barely there. Can't really see what's going on with the combat, but I'm paying more attention to what my virtues do when I kill these mobs. That could have moved slightly. Okay, I'm gonna try one more mob and see what happens. I like don't even have my hand on my mouse anymore. I was hovering it a little bit there, so I could have moved it slightly. Yeah, I can't tell if that's actually moving or not right now. Okay, you didn't see it now? It's just hard to tell if it's slightly moving, and I kind of doubt it is if it's that tiny. And just because they didn't have anything listed like that, I assume they haven't implemented it, but it was worth testing at least, seeing if that was possible. But yeah, hopefully, I just really hope they do add something other than deeds to get these. And I'm really excited for this virtue system, and the early parts of it I think are already better than the old one. So even if it was just like finished right now and you still got them from deeds, I would still like this better. And I guess kind of the next steps, what I hope they would add is other ways to get these than deeds, and whichever one you have selected earning, just get more, like a lot more than others, and have all your others still get at least a tiny bit of XP to level them up, so they can still get a little bit of progress while you focus on ones you want to do more. But yeah, those are just kind of key things I would hope change with the virtue system as they make it. And then as far as my thoughts, I guess, on this zone, we kind of went through it a little bit, what I thought. But yeah, the kind of some of the features, they're kind of neat. It's really green, a lighter green than a lot of other areas they've done recently. It'll be interesting to quest in. I don't know how enjoyable it will be as far as the landscape goes. It's just really cluttered, I think. The zone feels cluttered to me. I don't know if it will feel that way questing, but hopefully not. I do hope to enjoy the questing. It would be nice to actually enjoy questing for once, for quite a few zones. The last time I really enjoyed questing, the Waste had some okay quests. I'm trying to think the last time I had an area where I actually really enjoyed questing in. I have to go really far back for that, actually. It was probably somewhere in Dunland. The Great River, maybe? I'd have to do that again. It's been so long since I've done the Great River, but that's probably the last zone I really enjoyed. And, enjoyed the whole way through, compared to just enjoy, bits and pieces. The Waste, I've enjoyed quite a bit of it, but just not, all of it. Had a few annoying things about it. And it's kind of been the same thing. Iron Hills was okay, but then I felt like there should have been more, and the questing could have been improved. So hopefully the questing is good with this, and kind of moving forward, I really do hope that the Minas Morgul expansion, that one, the questing will be good with that as well. But yeah, that kind of wraps up all I wanted to do with testing the 64-bit client as well, and update 24. 64-bit client is promising so far. Definitely seems impactful right now, and I hope it continues to actually feel like it's improving my performance. And then, yeah, coming up stuff, since I can actually play LOTRO a little bit more now. Well, actually, this weekend, I'm going to take that back. This weekend I won't be able to play. Probably won't see much. Might be able to stream something tomorrow, maybe, and then it would be probably Monday or Tuesday at the earliest next week. See, I'll have to take one more little break, but I would like to test the actual burglar changes, and then probably more updates with this beta. Probably maybe do some more testing if there's anything significant that I can go about testing with the changes, if they continue the virtue system or add anything, or these vendors, so I can actually check what's going on with the gear and rewards here. And just continue to test the 64-bit client would be a good thing, I think, to be able to actually know the performance, definitely know that it's better, versus just, feeling better from, I guess, I have been playing a little under 2 hours, and it definitely has felt smoother to me. But yeah, more stuff to test, and then more videos if I can actually catch up on, the burglar changes and things like that. And then I'd also have to run Moria instances. I've been really behind. I don't know what my kin is doing. I'd have to catch up with them as well and get running the Moria instances on the Legendary server. So a lot of things for me to do. And I should be able to, in about a week, hopefully get back to a more regular schedule and start streaming and just uploading videos a lot more. But anyway, that finally brings us to the end. Very long outro. I hope you all did enjoy this stream. Seems like I got a lot of viewers for this one. A lot of exciting stuff to test, probably why. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining this with that. And if you did enjoy this though, please consider liking and subscribing for more. And again, thanks for watching and joining everyone.